What is the difference between the 3D and the 5D?
Okay, that's a great question. So the third dimension, first, how scientists or what physicists believe this actually is. They created in the laboratory eighth dimensional quasi-crystals. And those eighth dimensional quasi-crystals, when turned to a particular angle, cast down a fourth dimensional quasi-crystal. And when they twist that to a particular angle, it casts out a sphere, which is a shadow, a light shadow, a shadow of light from a higher dimension, which they believe is our known universe. Now, beginning to understand the basic mechanism that's creating the universe itself. Understanding that, we now know that as you go up in dimensions, you're going up into higher levels of perception of realities. So you have the fourth dimension, which people used to think it was time, but that's just an arrow that we utilize here in the third dimension. Technically, there is a fourth dimension called a tesseract. And above that tesseract, you get to the fifth dimension. It gives you even a more broader understanding or view of what's really going on in all the realms beneath it, in itself and also beneath it.
Wow.
So every time you step up a dimension, it's like becoming an ascended master. You're moving higher and higher through levels of consciousness.
So is it possible for humans to get out of the third dimension into a higher dimension?
There's a couple different tablets that talk about this. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he talks about being able to do this, being able to transcend dimensions through consciousness and actually having this out-of-body experience to take you to higher dimensions. He even gives the code words, which are really frequencies to utter to get through the gates of Arulu.
Wow.
Other ancients in India and Egypt and Asia, and even the indigenous cultures of the Aboriginals in Australia all have this same understanding that it's possible to transcend dimensions. They call it like becoming an ascended master,
Wow.
becoming a sage, and understanding how to tap into these higher dimensions.